When will a COVID-19 vaccine be ready in the UK? Well, it depends who you ask. The head of the UK Vaccine Task Force thinks there's a chance a vaccine could be ready this side of Christmas, but the government's chief scientific advisor believes we're unlikely to see one before spring 2021. And that's because in the history of making vaccines, it has never taken less than about 5 years to develop one from scratch. To develop a vaccine which will mimic COVID so that it triggers the body's immune response to make antibodies against the virus is one thing, but to make sure that it's safe and effective for millions of people to use is quite another, which is why it has to go through rigorous testing. After lab tests on either human or animal cells, it then goes to human trials. The first phase involves a group of around 50 people to see how safe it is. The second phase uses a larger group of around 100 people to see how effective it is. And the third phase of human testing uses a huge cross-section of people, often in the tens of thousands. Once it's past the trial stage, it then gets licensed, manufactured, then distributed. All of this normally takes about 10 years, but COVID-19 vaccine developers are trying to get the time down to around 12 to 18 months. And they're doing this by overlapping some of the human trials, deliberately exposing volunteers to the virus and manufacturing the vaccine whilst it's still being tested. So how close are we to a vaccine? There are over 100 vaccine trials being carried out all over the world. Several are already in phase 3 of the human trials, and China and Russia have even approved some vaccines for limited use. But according to the World Health Organization's list of candidate vaccines, the human trials at Oxford University are at a more advanced stage than any other, and so far are proving to induce an immune response. Will a vaccine mean an end to lockdowns? Unfortunately, life isn't likely to go back to normal overnight because the first vaccines may only be partially effective and may not work for everyone. Like the flu jab, the head of the UK's Vaccine Task Force has warned that a COVID jab may only be 50% effective, which means social distancing measures and face masks aren't going away anytime soon. The head of the Oxford vaccine team says COVID-safe measures could continue until July 2021. So who will get the vaccine? Initially, there will be a limited supply, so the head of the UK Vaccine Task Force says in the UK, the most vulnerable people will be prioritised.